So yeah, we're shooting pool, and then we hear this ruckus going on, right? Like there's a lot of people in the bar. We see a guy walk out of the bar. Then he comes walking back in. He's got a chainsaw in his hand. All right, y'all, you ready to hear a story about pool tournament gone bad? I got a good one. Pool tournament went pretty good, but the aftermath of the pool tournament, after everybody's all liquored up and people have lost a lot of money, tension's high, things get a little out of hand. Anyways, thanks for coming back and watching. Thank you to everybody who keeps coming back, especially. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. You want to see more, hit that subscribe, go to notifications, click the bell, hit all. You know what to do. There's going to be some stuff at the end that YouTube recommends you watch. Let's go. Alright, hey guys, here we go. Hope you enjoyed that intro. So, as you know, there's about 3 or 4 years of my life where I got into logging, and basically that's all I did was work in the woods, cutting timber and hauling timber. And on our off time, we would go to the bar, naturally. Drink some beers and shoot pool. Well, we'd always find out about pool tournaments, and so we always tried to make it to, you know, pool tournaments, especially if they were going to be in a bar that was a bigger bar that had, you know, a lot of pool tables, and there would be a lot of people, so the winnings would be a lot higher, and usually you'd win a trophy or a pool stick or something. There'd be more than just money to win. So there's just one bar, which I've got quite a few stories about this bar. Of course, they're mostly fighting stories, but this one's, well, anyways, I didn't get in a fight in this one. We found out about this particular bar. It had 3 pool tables, and it was set up real nice because, like, it was a 2-story type bar. Now, the top story was regular ground level, and then the second story was actually a basement. But the way it was built was the main bar, where the pool tables were at, and the little restaurant or whatnot, you know, because they also made food there. It was like a diner too, bar and grill, let's say. And then, but they had a lot of pool tables. Anyways, they also had a basement added to this on the back end, which it was really cool because ground level, it had a big balcony that went around the whole basement, and down below was another bar in the basement area, per se. It was a big bar, and it had a huge dance floor in the middle with a stage for a band, and then tables all the way around the dance floor. So it was a really nice bar. It was a cool place. A lot of people went there, and it had a bad reputation. Okay, so where I grew up, there wasn't a whole lot of law, and it was biggest county in Missouri, and not near enough cops to patrol it. And most of the bars were outside of city limits, so it was up to the sheriff's department or state troopers, you know, and there just wasn't that many around. So anyways, most of the time things got pretty rough at the bar, and there's always something going on, always. I mean, you could bet money on it, and people did. But anyways, we get we get to this bar, and it's called the Knife and Gun Club. Now, the name of the bar was 32 Lounge, or Lounge 32, or Lounge 38. I think it was Lounge 32. But I'm not sure because nobody called it that. Everybody called it Knife and Gun Club. That's just because that's the kind of bar it was. It was the Knife and Gun Club. But, so you had to be careful and watch what you said when you went into this place. You definitely could bite off more than you could chew before you realized you even took a bite. You know what I mean? So, good place to learn how to scrap. But anyways, we went to this tournament, and it was a good tournament. Lots of people. Tournament went good. It lasted all day deal. I remember it was in the winter too. It was cold outside. There was snow on the ground, and you know, so there was a lot of people in the bar that didn't want to leave, you know, because it was nasty outside. Everybody just trying to stay in the bar, and it's a big bar, so you know, it wasn't that big a deal. Everybody's kind of scattered out. It never got crowded really, and the tournament goes good. My buddy's dad, he wins first. My buddy got second. I got third. You know, we ended up playing. Me and my buddy ended up playing for second, and I got third. Him and his dad plays. He gets second. You know, so that's how that worked out. We ended up with the money and the pool stick. His dad had the pool stick, which his dad would always usually win. I mean, I think maybe 2 times I seen him lose a tournament, and it was by people that I had never seen before. So it's like, I almost think that, you know, somebody brought a ringer in just to beat him, just to see him lose. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like paranoid or nothing, but I just never seen the guy lose. And when he did lose to someone, it was someone I didn't know, never seen before. And we knew everybody. But anyways, here to there. He would usually take the pool sticks or whatever he would win, unless it was like a trophy. He would keep those because you can't really sell that. But the pool sticks or any kind of pool equipment, shooting gloves, anything like that, he would just sell it right after the tournament. He'd sell it to somebody in the bar and just get the money for it, right? And almost every time someone would buy the pool stick or whatever it was. So, anyways, he wins. We're all hanging out. Everybody's now just shooting pool, you know. A lot of the people that were there just for the tournament, they're gone. So it's mostly just local people, which we're pretty local. We're only about 20, maybe 22 miles or something from this bar is where we live. So we're in there a lot. We go there a lot. And they knew us. And I was about 18. My buddy was same age. I think we're the same age. But he might be a year younger. I don't know. But here's the thing. So because we were in there a lot and we always was in the tournaments and involved, everybody knew everybody. So me and my buddy was drinking beers, right? Like, they would bring us beers, the waitresses would, you know. It was okay. Everybody knew what was going on. It was no big deal. But me and him would get pretty loaded, you know. By the time it was dark, me and Larry, we'd be pretty loaded. Anyway, so we're getting to that point where me and Larry, we're playing pool. We've got our own table. So there's 3 tables, and 2 of the tables, there's guys playing pool on, and they're gambling, right? So there's people betting on these tables. And so me and Larry, we're pretty tipsy. We're not getting in on that game because we would start losing the money we just won, right? And so we were just playing against each other, practicing basically. And so his dad would teach us these trick shots. And so me and Larry, we'd get a table, and that's what we do. We set the balls up in these certain positions and from different angles, and we'd practice these trick shots so that we could use them when we played in real games. You know what I mean? And we did sometimes. And there's a really good one, and this we was practicing. Okay, so we were practicing hitting the target ball off of the side pocket, but so you know where the side pocket, and it's got the corners that come out, right? This is the pocket, okay? So the ball would be back here at a bad angle where you couldn't cut it in the side, or it wasn't an easy cut, you know, and cutting it down to the corner, you'd probably scratch. It was a hard shot to make without scratching. But what you could do with the right English, you can hit the cue ball to hit the target ball to the inside corner of that side pocket, right? And if you hit it right, it'll hit the tip of that pocket, the corner. It'll hit it, bounce off, and shoot straight back into the corner, right? And your cue ball would go straight down the middle of the pool table, and it should stop somewhere down at the other end, against the rail or maybe away from it a little bit. Depends on your English and how hard you hit it and whatnot, right? There's a lot going on. But what we did was we would practice hitting that corner to get that ball to bounce off that corner and cut straight back at a perfect shot into the corner pocket, opposite corner, right, at an angle. That's the shot we were practicing when all this went down. So, and me and him were missing and scratching. Sometimes we'd get it, you know, and so when you're practicing, you get the whole rack out. You don't play a game of pool and just hope, right? So all the balls are down there, and we're just taking one ball at a time until we put it in, and we'd replace it. And so anyways, we're shooting through a rack like that, okay? So these other two tables, there's games going on. And there's this guy over there, and me and Larry's paying attention, because, you know, you learn how to pay attention in places like this. You got to keep your head on a swivel, because you never know what's going to happen. And us being younger and smaller, sometimes guys would make the mistake, and it was a mistake every time, to pick on us. So, anyways, those are different stories I'll tell some other time. But, this guy's over here on this one table. This is the very far table. There's me and Larry's all the way on this end. Table in the middle's doing good. Far table, there's a fight going on. And it's not a fight yet, but this guy, he keeps losing, and we're hearing him. Because every time he loses his $5 or $10, he's letting everybody in the bar know about it. And he's getting drunker and drunker and drunker. Now, a lot of people just got their bibs on and stuff, and most everybody in there works hard for their money. And a lot of them are loggers, to be honest with you. A lot of them are cutting logs, or they're cutting pine, or cutting cedar. You know, they're working in the woods. They're woodsmen. And so this guy, he was obviously a woodsman. I mean, you could tell. And I didn't know him. Never did find out who this guy was. But he ends up losing all of his money. And he's mad. He's mad. Well, the guy that is playing, he's playing, he's a good pool player. He was good. And he wasn't hustling this guy. He wasn't being a shark. He wasn't hustling. He was straight up beating him like every game. You know what I mean? And, I mean, that's not, you don't hustle like that, right? He's just beating him. And the guy won't leave the table, so he keeps beating him. Right? So, no hustle. And finally, this guy's lost all of his money. He can't even buy a beer no more. And the guy he's playing, he's going off. So the guy he's playing is like, hey, listen, I'll play you for everything straight up. If you win, I'll give you all your money back. But if you lose, you just got to quit playing and go home, dude. You just got to go home. If you lose, you leave. And so, old boy's like, oh no, I ain't leaving. I ain't going nowhere. You can't make me leave, right? So right then, right then, that guy's ready to fight, right? So everybody's like, no, 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 no. And he's like, old boy that, was asked to leave after he loses. He said, I'll tell you what. He said, I got a brand new saw out in my truck. Now I'm talking about a chainsaw. He's like, I got a brand new saw out in my truck. I'll play you that saw for everything I lost, basically his paycheck. I think that's how he said it. I'll play you my saw for my paycheck back. And if I win, I'm staying. And it didn't take old boy a split second. He's like, okay. Because he knew he was fixing to get a brand new chainsaw. Which it wasn't brand new, but he knew he was fixing to get himself a new chainsaw. And so he was like, fine, sure. So everybody, steps back and they rack up the table. So, but now, middle table, that game is shut down. Me and Larry, we are not practicing no more. Everybody in the bar is watching this game right now. Everyone's focused because this is a big deal. Everyone knows what's fixing to happen, and nobody wants to miss this. As bad as that sounds, but that was the truth. So, old boy that's been losing gets to break. The guy who has been winning is being real nice, really respectful. He really is. But everybody knows what's going to happen. And so old boy breaks. I think he knocks one in. He gets a few shots off, and he gets his 2 or 3 in, and then he misses, and then the other guy gets up there, and he pretty much runs the table, gives old boy a chance to shoot again. I really do think he missed on purpose. I think he was just wanting to give this guy his money back and send him down the road. And I really do, because the shot he missed, he shouldn't have missed. Okay, guys, and he wasn't feeling no pressure. So, anyways, he misses. Old boy gets a shot. He gets down to the 8 ball, and he's like so certain he's gonna win, and everybody's kind of hoping he does win, right? So it squashes this whole deal, and we can all go back to playing pool and drinking beers, right? In most games, that's what was bet, was a beer. Y'all bet your beer. And that's how you'd get drunk, start losing your money, right? And that was me and Larry's trick. We was always betting a beer, and we'd get these guys loaded. Then hustle them for their money. And, anyways, get them down to the old double or nothing. But anyways, we wasn't involved in this one. So this guy, no hustle going on. Guy's down the 8 ball. It's him wide open. Easy shot. Easy peasy. Well, he had got so jacked up, I guess, from, thinking he's going to win, which he should have won, which he didn't. He scratches on the 8 ball, loses, right? So he goes off. The pool stick he's using was a wall stick. So if you don't know what a wall stick is, most places that have pool tables, they'll have a spot on the wall where there's sticks that usually come with the pool tables, or they're bought in a package or kit deal. They're wall sticks. They're real cheap, usually made in Canada. No offense, Canada. My 2-piece was a Canadian maple, and I loved it. It was a great stick. So anyways, that's what a wall stick is. A wall stick is a house stick, a stick that the establishment has paid for and allows everyone to use. So that's what he's using. He snaps that thing over the pool table. I mean, crack, and he starts cussing. He's mad, you can tell. But he don't say nothing to nobody. Like, he's cussing, but he's cussing himself, right? And he just walks out the bar. So everybody's like, whew. We're thinking he's just going to leave. We don't think he's going to bring the saw back to give it to old boy, right? So everybody kind of starts to settle back. We're all moving back to our own pool tables and fixing to get going back into a normal rhythm, you know. Jukebox is going to get money in it here in a minute, and we're going to start playing pool and drinking beers again. It's going to be over. But no, in about, I don't know, 3 minutes or so, this old boy comes walking back in, and he's got the saw in his hand. And so now everybody's froze, you know, and we're all like, he brought the saw in. He's going to give him the saw. And he looks at that guy and he says, "You want my saw? You going to hustle me for my paycheck and then take my saw?" He said, "Here's my saw." And he fired that chainsaw up. Man. And I mean, he goes after that guy with that chainsaw. Man, that guy's running around the pool table. He's chasing him. And he's cussing him. I'm not going to repeat it. It was bad, right? Like, you guys can imagine. Man, MF for this, and you son of a whatever. And this guy's seriously trying to get away from him. So everybody in the bar starts, like, scattering, right? Larry, we jump under a pool table, the one that we're playing. We just slide up under the pool table. But we're looking out, you know, watching. But we're hiding. And this guy's going around. He quit chasing old boy, right? He's like, run. He walks up to the wall stick, cuts all the pool sticks in half. I don't even think it was a straight cut, y'all. Just bang, right through them. Kicking over tables. Tables were getting knocked over, right? And these are like the square tables, 4 chairs, and they're getting knocked over. He's going, man, he's cutting up tables. Man. He's just cutting everything he can with this chainsaw. People's hiding, jumping over the bar, trying to get out of this place. They can't get out the front door. The only other door's downstairs out the back door, because they can't get past him. He's basically blocking it. He's not wanting anybody to leave that bar until he gets his money back. An old boy that he was chasing had already run downstairs, but he's busy cutting stuff up upstairs. Which if he would have went out on the balcony, there was all kinds of railing, real nice railing. Man, he could have been there he could have run a whole tank out cutting that railing up. You know what I mean? He'd have been at it all day. But he didn't do that. He stayed in there and decided, and I don't know what he was thinking, but he turned on a pool table. And he took that chainsaw and he started trying to cut a pool table in half, y'all. Now, this is a bar pool table. There's not a whole lot of wood on one of these things. It's like trimmed in metal, a lot of formica on it, plastic, glass, metal, real slate top, you know what I mean? So, rock. And anyways, needless to say, that saw didn't run very long. He run that saw into that thing till it died. And once it died, everybody that was close enough tackled him, pulled him down to the ground, got the saw away from him, started pretty much whooping the tar out of him, carried that whooping all the way outside. when people was going in and out, taking turns, whooping up on him. There's like, they start selling tickets at the door to go outside and whoop up on him, you know, it's $5 a punch. Anyways, this guy, he had scared enough people, he got worked over pretty good. Blew up his chainsaw, lost his paycheck, and I don't think I ever seen that guy in that bar ever again. I promise you I didn't. Nope, never seen him. But you know what? It was still a good time. It was still a really good time. And you know, if you get involved in something like that and you get so mad that you decide to cut the whole place up with a chainsaw, don't do it. Okay? Don't sweat it. Don't go back and do it again. Alright? Squash the loss. Keep on keeping on. Call 988. Call a family member. Call a friend. Go to church. Talk to the preacher. Don't ever give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. Too many people care about you and love you. I'm one of them, and there's millions out there. Call 988. Talk to a stranger. Let them help you get on the right path. God loves everybody. Peace.